Hello, my name is Ana Valeria, and today I'm going to be talking about my first month experience as a management consultant intern at a big 3 consulting firm. Oh my god, finally got it. Loco, ¿tú sabes cuántas veces yo he grabado esa introducción? I'm just here stealing snacks. Here my friend is bringing me tech-funded snacks. Thank you, Juan Diego.
You're welcome.
Okay, this is like a podcast, dude. This is like a podcast, but in a video.
Basically, right?
A little about me. I'm from Puerto Rico. I'm a rising junior, and I'm here living in San Francisco for the summer. By the way, this is not my office. This is my friend's office. He works in this amazing tech company, and I've just been here stealing the snacks. Stealing snacks. There's baristas here, okay? This is made by a barista. It's so cool.
Iced vanilla latte, caramel drizzle, best coffee ever.
I know. So cool. You live the good life. First, I'm going to be talking about my introduction week, then about my project, its pros and cons, and then about my overall thoughts about the company and my experience. Hope this video helps anybody out there that is interested in consulting or has an upcoming consulting internship and doesn't know what to expect. So let's get into the video. So introduction week, I entered a firm without any previous knowledge about consulting. I have never been on a club about consulting. The only consulting experience I had was preparing for the actual interviews for the firm, which was like a year ago. It's crazy. The application process super early, but I have never ever worked in consulting before, and the firm doesn't expect you to know anything about consulting. So when you enter the firm, introduction week, first of all, obviously you have all the IT, and they give you the computer, they give you obviously the security and privacy policies from the company, and then you meet all the interns, which my class is super fun, and then you just get accustomed into the practices onto how the firm works. There's going to be, at least in my case, there were like professionals and actual employees from the firm that explain to you how the process works, how we approach cases, and how we approach our clients and the clients' relationships, and privacy policies is specifically super important, the privacy aspect in this job. And there's a lot of social events. We went golfing, we went to a game, we had a lot of free food. I literally didn't even cook anything during my first internship week. It was amazing. So much free food. So that introduction week, it was amazing. The firm truly shows you and what the firm is about, and you feel truly welcome to be there, and you feel part of the firm even though you just started out. So it was actually super nice. They treat interns super nicely. So introduction week was amazing. And during introduction week, you will actually learn all the basics you need to know to approach a case in consulting. Like there's different phases where they teach you about problem solving and how to approach a problem and think about a problem, maybe some PowerPoint and Excel trainings and all of that. So no worries. I had no experience before. Introduction week happened and it went very well. I was able to get into my project very fine. Also, during introduction week, you won't be the only person that maybe doesn't have experience with consulting. Yes, you had, for example, introduction week was mixed. I had a lot of graduate students that are in business school right now and have worked at consulting firms before, other organizations. And then there were the graduates like me that did not had any experience before, and it was super nice. They treated us equally, very well, super chill and super fun. So I love introduction week. Honestly, it's such a nice week. So about my project. My project started 3 weeks ago, and how it works in consulting is that you get assigned to a client study, and then you'll be there with a team and help the client reach X goal. For example, there's tons of different sort of studies and client studies that you have and the firm offers. So there's strategic ones, or company changes. When you want to change a company, you come to the firms for knowledge into this. There's marketing strategies, any sort of thing you can imagine, it probably is at a consulting firm. However, the one I'm working at right now is some sort of like knowledge-based consulting, research-based consulting. So my project, the client is asking us for a specific topic and we're researching into that and researching into the industry so we can give our client the knowledge overall of the industry, the overall trends that are going on, etc., etc. So how I call this knowledge creation study instead of a more strategic based study. Due to privacy issues, I cannot talk about my clients. That is prohibited, just so you know. So when you enter a consulting firm, be careful of that. The privacy issue is super, super important at a consulting firm. But my experience overall, I would first talk about the pros and then the cons. So the pros that I have experienced working in my specific case so far. So first of all is that since I'm working on a research-based study, I am deeply learning a lot about the industry I'm working in and its trends specifically. So I did not think I will have such a big learning experience during my summer, but in just 3 weeks, I have been able to learn about the industry I'm working in a lot, which I think it's great and it gives me a lot of insight that I never thought I would have. Also, the topic is very interesting, so I'm very happy with the topic of my project. Second is that the team is super welcoming. So all the teams that interns get assigned to actually ask for interns, so they will have the time to go with you through whatever it is that you need to do, and they will be super welcoming and be like, hey, we're here to teach you a little bit about this, and they give you some sort of nice workflow, etc., etc. Third is that some people get super nervous about, I've never done consulting before, I'm gonna mess my internship up. So you won't get assigned a whole work stream unless you're like super expert, but your manager will be directly there with you, so to guide you to what you need to do. And for me, in my example, instead of owning a complete work stream, I'm working in a few slides, in a few topics that I can help my manager with. So is this some sort of fusion? In my first week, I remember I worked in one slide for the whole week. I had no idea what I was doing. But then the second and third, I was able to work 5 slides, 10 slides, or like 10 different topics and help my manager get that information better together. So it is not very stressful. The manager will be there and will check what you can handle, what you cannot, and be there to guide you into your work stream. Which leads me to my fourth point, which is constant feedback. You will always be getting constant feedback from your team, specifically from your manager, and be like, hey, this is what you're working well today. This is what's maybe not that good. And at least I have one with my manager once a week, and that constant feedback obviously gives me a lot of time to grow and know what I'm doing and to be able to do my job well. And a very nice perk is that they're team dinners, so free food. I love it, and I get to go to these very nice restaurants and get free food, which we love free food. Who doesn't love free food? And I think another final point that I truly like about the firm in general is that because it's such a global firm, you have a lot of global help in a way, I will say. Yeah, like a lot of global help. Let's say I'm researching, I don't know, about something related to China or Taiwan. I can reach out to experts in the firm that have worked with those projects before and ask them about, hey, can you help me with this? So something that my project has given me is that I've been able to talk with a lot of experts, but also firm members, and learn from them and gather their insights on previous projects that relate to actually mine. So have that interaction with experts that know a lot about the industry has been a very nice perk about my project so far. So the cons. How can I say this? So the cons about my project so far, first of all, is that since my project is a lot of knowledge creation kind of project, I don't get to be in sight with the clients in a way. For example, I have a lot of friends, fellow interns that are going to the actually client sites, and because they're working more like strategic kind of projects. Since I'm working more in knowledge creation, I don't get to experience that face-to-face client relation, which is also something I was hoping to have, but it was not the case for this case. So you won't always get to speak with clients and see what they need, etc., depending on the project you have. And another con, I will say, is that because this project was knowledge creation based, giving an intern that has no idea what's going on and putting them on a project for the first week, Like, I remember my first week, I had no idea what was going on. I was like, I'm so lost. This is horrible. I cannot give it to this company. I am a mess. I am a disaster. I was very, very, very frustrated. Like, I spoke with everyone, all of my fellow interns. I was like, what is this? I don't like what I'm doing. I feel like I'm such a loss. I feel like I'm a burden. And honestly, my first week was kind of bad. But then instead of staying quiet, I spoke with my manager. I spoke with my professional development manager, with human resources. I also spoke with other firm members and my fellow interns, and I just spoke about how I was feeling. And then with my manager, I was able to establish a very defined work stream and taking it step by step. And in the difference between week 1 and the week 2 and 3 that I've been working on has been such a difference, and I've been able to work a lot and not feel frustrated and actually feel part of the team. So it has been a very nice experience so far, and yeah, I will see that'll be a con of it. Overall thoughts, by the way, I'm going to stand up because I want to walk and you can look at this amazing view. Overall thoughts on the firm so far and my internship experience. So it is true. Everything's based on Excel and PowerPoint. Everything is based on Excel and PowerPoint. If you don't master those, you will need to. I did not know anything about Excel and PowerPoint, and I still don't even know anything about Excel and PowerPoint, but I've been learning some tips and tricks to get better at it and learn more about it. So just be mindful of that. You will work a lot with Excel and PowerPoint. And the overall firm, I think because it's a global firm, you feel that you're part of it, not only from an office, but of a global firm. So you can, as an intern specifically, you have the access to talk with top executives and top people on the firm and talk with different fellow members of the firm and reach out to them and be like, hey, I'm interested in the industry you're working in. And they'll be very, very happy to help you and teach you about the company and ask and respond to any questions you might have. So I really, really like that about the firm so far. The working hours, I know that sometimes it can be a little overwhelming, the working hours we have so far. As an intern, I have not had any overwhelming working hours. I think that is because we're interns, they want to treat us nicely and don't scare us from the firm. But so far, I go to work at 9, maybe get out at 4, 5, depending, go home, exercise or do whatever, and then I might work a little bit in the night. I have not done very much, and obviously it varies case by case, but it's not a usual 9 to 5 job. There's a lot of perks into it, but just be mindful. The hours are kind of flexible and will vary time to time. And as for my future in the firm, well, I'm a rising junior, so who knows what I'm going to do and what the future expects. But so far, what I'm thinking, I'll probably will return to the firm after I graduate, as I already can return to the firm after I graduate. So I feel very, very grateful for that. And the reason why I'm going to do this is because I think that something good about consulting is that because you can work in so many different fields, the learning cap is very, very high. So you can always be learning about new stuff that you're interested in. And consulting firms work in so many different topics and so many different work streams that you can always be changing and working around that. So for the short term, I think it will be a nice opportunity for me. And also because it's a global firm, I might not be able only to stay in the United States, but also maybe move abroad and check it out. So I'm very excited for that. Let's see how it goes. As for the long term, I don't know. I have no idea what the long term expects, but living day by day and enjoying what life has to give me every day. So I hope you enjoyed this conversational video. I know it was kind of long and it was just me rambling a little bit, but I just wanted to make information clear out there and talk about my overall experience with management consulting, because I know there's not a lot out there. So I wanted to talk about what I could talk about over there to anybody out there. And I just hope this video is helpful. And if you have any questions, again, feel free to put them on the comments or message me on Instagram. I will be very, very happy to help. Now, going back to bother my friend again and keep working. Oh my God, this is so hard. Oh my god, doing this sounds easier than it is. It's like actually kind of hard to do. As I'm editing, I realized I could have done this instead of taking the phone and be like making all those weird sounds. But anyways, this is a learning process. I'm learning to edit, learn how to sound, and learn how to do videos as I do this. But I want to be as transparent as possible, so that's why I'm putting that one.
Also, I was recording the video from right there. Full circle moment. Full circle moment.
Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video and see you in the next one. Bye!